So here's the thing. Yo. Welcome, one and all. It's another episode of the So Here's the Thing podcast. I go by your boy Young Stiz. Today, we got two special guests with me today. Filling in for my man Two, who's doing something right now. So he's away. But in his place, I got arguably inspiration to me as I was growing up. Friend of the shows, if y'all remember Diddy, we got his mom in there today. Andrea, say what's up.
Hello, how's everyone?
I say that again, I couldn't hear you.
Hello, how's everyone?
And we got his little brother Semaj in the building as well.
What's going on, everyone? Semaj.
Alright. Just wanted to tap in, special because they're special to me, you know. They got a lot going on. They've been through a lot. Well, how old are you?
16.
You ain't been through much. But, you know, in the grand scope of things, they've been around for a long time. You've done a lot for me, like I said, inspired me, kept in check. And because of that, he kept me in check, kept inspiring. So I just wanted to sit down and talk to y'all. So thank y'all for coming on the So Here's the Thing podcast.
No You're welcome.
Anytime.
This is by no means an interview-based podcast. Usually, we just come kick it here every 2 weeks and just chill. You know, discuss certain things or whatever the case is. But for the most part, it's not an interview-based podcast at all. But I took a special look at it today because of, you know, what y'all got going on behind the scenes, and we'll talk about it more. But first things first, as always, mental health check in the building. Ma, how you doing?
I'm fine. I mean, I'm blessed. I'm grateful to be here. I'm very thankful, and I'm just happy that you having me on your show today. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I'm pretty good, you know. Every day, you know, take it slow. Do what you gotta do. Thank you for having me on this podcast today. It's an opportunity.
Mental health for me, I'm alright. We well into the fourth quarter now. We're just trying to bring all the plans home. Finish out the year strong. It's been a trying year, but we prevail. We here trying to make it move another day, and like I said, just finish strong. First things first, I'm gonna just do a little scenario for the audience. Usually these are a little crass, a little provocative, but I got one of my mothers here, so I'm gonna be real respectful today.
Oh, you better keep it clean.
So I'm gonna just chill. And I got a little bro here too, so I ain't even gonna wild out. This ain't gonna be one of those wild out episodes. So, but Semaj, if you wanna come back without mom,
I got you.
Really?
I got you.
You can have one of those type episodes, but not today.
For a fact.
But anyway, scenario for the day. Somebody bring $25 million, put it in your hand, and tell you know what to do. What would you do?
Don't everybody answer all the one time?
I mean, you go first.
I mean, first and foremost, I would be very grateful to God. And I think I would just pay my tithes, for one. I would have to give back to the church. And then I would have to sit down and do maybe a schematics on what's going on with my life right then and there. And then I have to pay up some bills, because, you know, we got bills. And then I'm going to invest.
So you're not going to wonder where this 25 mil come from?
Negative, no, it's mine. Thank you.
You ain't gonna ask what you supposed to be doing with it?
Oh no.
You just gonna go start spending it?
I'm gonna ask you first what you need me to do with it, and then after that, then I'll do what I have to do.
Well, you taking it regardless?
Yeah, yes.
What you?
I agree. I'm taking it as well. First off, you gotta thank God, because God, He made it happen. It's a blessing. First thing I might do is probably split it with my mom's, you know, just pay some bills with her, and then I also would invest in a long term.
Okay, y'all heavy in investing?
Yeah.
What y'all got going on? If y'all Don't mind to share.
Okay, well, first of all, I don't want to be too lengthy with it, but then I'll just give you a quick scenario of what happened, what's going on with me at the point.
Of course.
I opened up a business last year. It's called Aligned and Assigned. And it was just based on me going through the scenario. I'm a 2-time breast cancer survivor. I just finished a battle maybe about 4 months ago. But in 2017, I was diagnosed with what we call carcinoma in situ. And at that time, it was at stage 0. So I had a mastectomy.
Double or one?
Huh?
Double or one?
One.
Okay.
It was on the left side. So the doctor told me that, if you do the mastectomy, you don't have to take chemo or radiation. And I opted out to do the mastectomy, so I wouldn't have to do the chemo or radiation. So did the surgery, thought everything was cool, just going along. Well, lo and behold, 7 years later, it came back.
And the other one?
The same breast.
Oh, wow.
Now, after a mastectomy, you're supposed to never experience breast cancer in that breast again. But I was affident about getting the breast, because once you do the mastectomy, they never supposed to do a mammogram on that breast. But because me, and I'm a stickler for health and wellness and all kinds of things, I was adamant that they still do that breast. And thank God that I did, because it was there. It was 3 tumors. I mean, the largest was 4 centimeters. And it went to my lymph nodes. So I would have never been aware of anything going. I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't have any pain. I just was getting up, working every day, doing my vibe, doing everything that I needed to do, and it was just slowly growing. So once we found out that it was there, this round I had to take 16 rounds of chemo and 30 rounds of radiation. And also did holistic as well. I changed my diet, changed my attitude, because the breast cancer wasn't based on the BRAC, means it's a generational. Mine came from stress. High volume stress, worrying about everything and everybody, and here goes what and what we doing. So it was a lot of stress that was dealing upon me, and yes, it was there.
Wow. So you good now? Like you still keep up with your oncologist?
Yes, I'm still going to the oncology. I'm on medicine to 2029.
Okay.
I'm taking the estrogen blocker, and then I'm also still doing holistic, which is definitely favorable for anybody who's going through any kind of situation or illness, because a lot of things that they've given you within the medicinal, right, we can get it from herbs as well, and diet change. So therefore, I'm still doing that. And a lot of people be like, oh my God, when I was going through the situation, a lot of people was like, you know what, I'm gonna just be honest, that chemo medicine is meant to kill you.
True.
And I'm just thanking God that every day that I was going there, because a lot of people, it was like a walking corpse. I looked like one. I felt like one. My mental health at that capacity was like, I felt like giving up, So to be there and be sick as a dog, I mean really tremendously sick. And I never told my children, because I didn't want them to be thinking about, because they have things they have to do, because I'm selfless.
Right.
I'm a warrior. This is what we built on. We do what we do. We do the necessary, because you know what? God is in control. And apparently I'm still here, so I have a lot that's going on in my life and a lot of work that needs to be done. And I'm here to do it.
Well, I'm glad.
And I'm glad to see you doing amazing things.
Appreciate it.
And be here to see it.
Appreciate it. I'm glad, like you said, you fought. Glad you stayed steadfast to the mission. I'm disappointed you didn't tell your kids what you was going through at the time, and I'm gonna share on reason why.
Okay.
My mom went through, my mom went through a breast cancer situation as well. She went through the double. She had the double, and then she had she didn't do that long of a chemotherapy stretch, but she had radiation right after. I think that was like 6 weeks or something like that. But throughout it all, her kids were, I think, 9 and 7 at the time, or maybe 7 and 5. Can't really remember. Maybe 7 and 5. But long story short, like, I was there throughout the whole process, and me knowing what was going on kind of gave me a different outlook on my purpose and what I could do to step up to the plate at the time. So, yes, I understand what you was going through, because it's just you, but it could also propel them into a different stratosphere of responsibilities and different aspect on how they, maneuver through life. Certain things may not come off a little. They may not take everything as serious as it is because they know there's real trials and tribulations going on. You know what I'm saying? So, like for me, it made me step up to the plate in a way where I had to be the man that I needed to be for to support my mom and support my little brothers at the time. So you never know like what they could have stepped up to do at that time.
Well, I would say I did tell them. All right, and when I want to recant to say that they didn't know extreme formalities of what's going on, but I did tell a lot of the situation or scenario to my oldest. He knew. He went with me to the doctor's visits and everything to make sure that I was there. But a lot of times I went on my own because, again, I don't know. God spoke to me.
Right.
And when he speaks to me, I have to adhere to what he's saying. It wasn't a time or place to be able to vent to them those kind of things. For one, I know, when you're a parent, you know how your kids will react.
Right.
And so I didn't want them to think that it was a death sentence for me because I didn't take it as one.
For sure.
So I'm going to go through this. I'm going to go through the formalities. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to give them the information that they need to know, right? But I also want them to still pursue their dreams, excel in what there is. If I can't be a living example of what I'm supposed to be to them, then I don't need to be what's called the mother. It's a small word, but it's a big overhaul on the word mother. And I was always taught that to move in silence. And the way I moved in silence, because at that time when God was isolating me, because that's what he did, he isolated me to be able to deal with this situation in accordance to what it was. I never cried once. I never thought about giving up, although the medication had me where I was trying to give up, because that's the devil's obstacles in saying that this is it. I knew it wasn't it. It was stage 2. It had went to the lymph nodes. What we gonna do is when I spoke to my oldest, he said to me one day, he said, I'm prepared just in case you die. And I just looked at him and I said, the devil is a liar. I'm not going nowhere.
That's a fact.
I'm not going anywhere. It's not my time. I'm here to be, you told me not to say those bad words. I'm here to be a thorn in y'all asses. I'm here to be the one to put the fire under the flame that's going to get y'all to move to the next level. If I can't be that exemplary leadership, an example of what perseverance and due diligence is, when you in midst with breast cancer, then I can't be nothing else when I get through this. That's why I got to pursue and do everything that I need to do, because time ain't allotted to nobody.
True.
Nothing is promised.
True.
So we move accordingly. Information. That's why I named that company Aligned and Assigned. You aligned, and then you assigned. That's how we do it. And that's how old y'all gonna be. And though I'm gonna see y'all grandkids, everybody, I'm gonna still be here, 99 years old, still talking about this, aligned and assigned, and seeing everybody go. Thank you for letting me be here and tell my story.
Nah, whenever you want to get your stuff off your chest. I feel weird not cursing. Whenever you want to get your stuff off your chest, you can do that. Semaj, I'm going to bring it to you in that vein. One thing I could say as a child of someone that been through cancer, and I'll tell you this. So for my mom, the conversation of death wasn't prominent. So kudos to AGT for coming and telling you like, hey, I'm prepared if that comes. I wasn't in that mind frame for my mom, for my grandma that recently passed. Being around cancer, because I work in cancer now. I work with cancer now. So being around it, that wasn't something that we spoke about, but it was always in the back of my mind, like, yo, I know where this goes, or where this can go. But like you said, you stuck to the program, you stuck to your assignment as you've seen it, and ultimately prevailed, right? So Semaj, going through it, how old were you when the first time? Because I can imagine your first time and the second time being different.
For 13.
Like 12.
12.
The first time?
Yeah.
And what was your mind frame then?
Mom framed then, I was just living life. I didn't even know my mom was going through anything crazy like that. But when I did find out, I was like, you know, she a fighter. She's gonna get through this. I know her. I know how she is. She always sticks to it. She knows when we love her. So I was just like, she's gonna be okay. Cause
Okay.
I know her. I know her, and she just always fights through everything. So I just know.
Yeah, boys usually look up to their parents as heroes, and when something so traumatic comes into play, it's kind of like, now you got to show up and be the hero that we think you are, right? So what about the second time? Like, did the thought frame, the mind frame of this could be it, ever cross your mind? And did you share it with mom, or you share it with your brothers?
Like you said, it's always been in the back of my head, but like it was not I actually like spoke on for real. It was like, you know, whatever happens, it happens. You know, God has us. He's gonna lead us in the right direction. Whatever happens, I just gotta do what I gotta do. Stick to it, push forward, and make her proud. You know, that's it.
Okay. And the second time, the same thing. Like, when they come back, did you ever get discouraged? Like, damn, again, ma. Because my mom, one thing that I remember my mom saying specifically is,
Right.
I'm never doing this chemo shit again. She said that. So if this ever comes back, that's it. Because I'm never doing this again. Because as she was going through it, she was like, I won't wish this on nobody. Right? So to hear her say that, and, you know, going through the process or whatever the case may be, did you ever at any point, because you mentioned like it was trying times, it was tough at times, but when it came back, did you just like lose any type of faith in it, get discouraged?
Yes and no. What I did was, from the first bill, you know, it was carcinoma, but again I said carcinoma in situ stage 0. So, you know, I didn't tell a lot of people. At that time, it was new to me. So I told a lot of people, you know, anybody would hear my story, I'm like, oh man, there's cancer, da 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 da. And the first thing they would say was they put your death sentence on you. You know, oh, my cousin had cancer, she was dead in 3 months. You know, I didn't understand what was going on with me. So you know what? I stopped talking about it and I started hitting the books. I started doing the research on what was going on with me, so that when I spoke to somebody, I spoke with conviction. I spoke so they would understand what it is with me and how I'm going to fight this and how I'm going to persevere. I don't care about your cousin, God forbid, breast cancer. To all my sisters and brothers who's been going through breast cancer, you know what this fight is, you know what the story is, but mindset means everything. If I put myself in that mindset to be saying that I'm going to die, then I'm accepting what's going on and I'm not going to be able to persevere through this. But if I understand what God is saying to me and how he's bringing me through this, and he's brought me to it, he's going to bring me through it. So that was my motto. So for me to go on and say, you know what, the second bout with it, I didn't know. Getting up, working every day, doing 16, 20 hours a week, a day working, no pain, nothing. Went back to school, got a master's, work, school, kids, taking care of everybody, because that's what I do. I'm a vessel. I take care of everybody. Everything moves through me, the household. This is what it has to be. So for me to go through it on the second spill, I think the worst part, like your mom said, that chemo.
Yeah.
You can go all the way around that thing, but that chemo, I was taking the hardest chemo they have, which is called the Red Devil. I would be fine until they put that Red Devil into my system. It made me so sick. It made all my hair fall out. I looked like I was dying, because it goes through your body and it just kills everything.
Yeah.
Good cells, bad cells, any cell, everything it kills. So yes, I did get discouraged because I didn't want to take the chemo.
Yeah.
And I told the doctors, I said, you know what, you're not going to kill me with this chemo. So what I had them do was, because when I spoke to the doctor, she told me this is what the word did she know? She used the word like, this is what everybody does. It's what we do.
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, well, it's not what you're gonna do with me. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take an individualized approach with this. I'm telling you, this chemo is making me sick and is making me feel like I'm dying, and I'm not gonna take it if you don't get a feel for what I'm trying to tell you right now. So I didn't take it. I stood off from it for a little bit. And then they was calling me saying that, you need to do your treatments. Okay, well, you need to talk to me too.
Yeah.
You're not going to treat me as a client, a medical case. You're going to treat me as an individual medical case because everybody is different.
Right.
So once we did that, we had the meeting. Or long story short, the lady, the doctor, she looked at me because we did it on Zoom, and she said, "You're one smart lady." I said, "No, I am smart, but God is guiding me through this." Mm-hmm. Okay, so what she did was we came to a situation where they reduced the chemo. She said, "Can we reduce it by 20%?" I said, "No, you can reduce it by 30%, and you got me." So what we did was we reduced it by 30, and I took 4 rounds of that, and it didn't make me as sick. So now I want to come in and take it because I know that it's killing, but it's also not killing me. So I took 4 of the Red Devils, did that, and everything was reduced, and I was able to glide through it. And every day that I went into the cancer center, the people couldn't believe how I was persevering. I became like the spokesperson of a person of our color taking chemo. Because at the end of the day, it was supposed to kill me. It was supposed to make me sick. It was supposed to do all those things that they're saying. And you know what? I persevered. And every time I walk into that cancer center, they greet me and they love me because they said, you a spokesperson that spoke out on the reference of doing this. So every time I get a chance to speak about cancer, whatever, I'm here to make a difference. I'm here to let people know that you have to make your statement with it. Although it's there, the books, your medical, ask questions, do everything that you need to do because only you know what it's making you feel like.
True.
So I'm just a vessel here. I'm just gonna always say that I'm just a vessel.
Yeah, I appreciate that for sure. I want to talk upbringing. Where you originally from? Yeah.
I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, with my parents. My mom, she was born in Florida, and my dad, he's from Panama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have like a dual kind of situation here. Don't speak a lick of Spanish, a little bit. You talk about me, I'll know though. But to be able to be fluent with I don't do it. But yes, we're mixed.
Okay. What about you? You from Brooklyn too, right?
Brooklyn, New York, like she said, Panamanian. A little bit. I don't speak Spanish though.
I figured.
Yeah, no Spanish.
Where you go to school at now?
I go to Canarsie High School.
Sheesh. So you're 16, so what's that, like the
junior? 11th grade.
11th grade?
Yes.
Okay. What you into up there? They got a good football program in Canarsie.
Yeah, pretty good. We
was also bad. Got one of the top scamming programs in America too.
Well, I think advertising. They have a good advertising program, yeah.
Okay. So with that, you into advertising or?
Yeah, advertising and marketing. They have classes we take like entrepreneurship and stuff like that. They teach us how to like personal brand yourself. And I remember my sophomore year, they put us in we had different groups. So we was in a group, me and my team. It was called Carisys. We made a product. It was basically a bag that turns into a tent for homeless people. And we went to somewhere in the city, and we presented our project, and we won about $5,000 for that.
Oh, word?
Just presenting it, yeah.
Oh, okay. You play any sports?
Yeah, I play sports. I play football.
Oh, okay. What position?
Receiver.
They still make the high school people play two-way?
I think that's only like down south, not up here. They play one way up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You play receiver?
Receiver.
Who's your favorite team right now?
Or NFL or college? What we speaking?
Let's go college first.
College.
That's your next step, right? You looking forward to college?
I'll say Bama.
Bama?
But really, Bama and Georgia. Those two.
The Bulldogs.
They real life dogs over there, I ain't gonna lie.
They're a tough team.
They dogs.
Tough team.
Bro.
I've been following Colorado,
Colorado,
Coach Sanders and all
Sanders,
that.
Yeah.
But I ain't really been a college watcher. Going back, I usually follow these people in basketball too. I never really cared for college, but recently because of Travis and the Heisman stretch that he trying to get to, and just that whole resurgence of Colorado basketball, him breathing life into the program itself. It's been fun to watch. Even their losses, it's like electric the whole time.
Yeah, it is.
But Roll Tide, Georgia, the Buckeyes, the usual suspects have been doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
It's been good football on the college level for a long time. I've been watching Archie Manning. Arch Manning, not Archie. Archie's the grandfather. But Arch Manning, I think he living up to his family name as well. So that should be...
He played for Texas, right?
Texas, yeah. I think he's supposed to be the red shirt quarterback, but I think their starter got hurt or something, so he been getting burned. Mm-hmm. And he been showing up whenever he does get to play, he shows up. What college you trying to do? You got any prospects?
Not at the moment, but for this season, I've been working hard. I just had an amazing junior season. They said they was gonna work on getting me a offer, scholarship this off season. So I'm gonna keep going and do what I do, and just wait for God, take His orders. I
mean, you got a brother that's a director, so you should have a crazy highlight reel going on. I don't know if you need to kick him in the. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand what's going on, but you should definitely put together a crazy highlight reel for you. I ain't see it yet, but I heard you've been working with on his films and stuff like that. Talk about that.
I've been doing stuff with my brother since I was younger, and I appreciate him for that. Shout out to Maury. I did one when I was younger. I was about 10. I shot with barriers. You know barriers?
Yeah, barriers. I think we was on. I don't know if it was that's the same one we was on too. Oh, was that the same one we was on? Yeah, that's the same one we was on. We did audio for that as well.
Yeah, I had barriers. I just did one recently.
Shout out to Barter.
With Jordan. I did one with Jordan. It was a basketball scene, and it's crazy because I don't even play basketball, but they told me to do it, and I had to do what I had to do.
Okay.
I got the job done.
You think it's fun?
Yeah, it's fun. It's something new.
Acting or
the whole experience overall. Okay. It's just something new. Takes you out of your comfort zone, puts you up to obstacles that you just gotta overcome. So it's just just good. I appreciate that.
Do you play ball at all, or?
Actually, I don't play ball, but I'm pretty nice. I'll say I'm pretty nice.
Most college athletes are maybe 2 or 3 sport type athletes. A lot of wide receivers specifically, they play basketball.
Yeah.
Because they utilize their athleticism to for the jump in and evading and things like that. A lot of quarterbacks also play baseball,
yeah.
I think it's something to do with the hand-eye coordination and
coordination, and it's the strength in your arm.
Oh yeah, facts. So, maybe basketball, like you say, you're nice naturally.
Nice. But I never really took it as serious. It was just something me and my friends be let's play ball. We'll play ball
in the park type thing.
Yeah, play park. I never I was on a team when I was younger, but football was just always something I had a love for. I
was trying to tell my brother he had I used to play running back, so I used to tell my brother you should play football, but he was always scared of getting hit. So Mama asked you never worried about the reports that's coming in with CTE and things of that nature?
Yeah.
You never worried about that, Mom?
Yes. Again, I go to the books, start doing research about things, and I believe the helmet that we have bought him, it's like a helmet that has extra cushion in it for the brain. Mm-hmm. I'm always worried when he goes out into the field or whatever, and because you see a lot of the athletes, it doesn't start now, but later on in life it starts to be the brain starts to deteriorate. So yes, I am worried about that. And the body getting hit in different facets of the body. Yes.
And what about you, Maj? You never?
But I just always loved the contact. The contact was just always I was always a rough kid growing up. Basketball, I feel it's okay, but that football is just something and I feel football, it teaches you how to be a leader. It builds a brotherhood, because when you play football, it's a whole bunch of kids coming from everywhere with different personalities, it was fun. So it was just fun. It was real fun.
I think my son now, he likes soccer.
Soccer, okay. Soccer's good. It teaches you to have good footwork.
See, really. I used soccer back in the days for the cardio of it, because you were just running back and forth. But And I'd rather him stay there too, because them checks look crazy when ESPN go to get to reporting. They trying to give Mbappe $1 billion. Now I'd rather him do that or be in baseball. But whatever he wants to do, like, I'm cool with it either way.
Support it. You're right.
But as far as the football field go, you sustained any injuries or?
Yeah.
What you had so far?
I had 2 injuries. Sophomore year, I had groin injury. It was bad, real bad. Every time I ran, I felt like it was just like tearing.
And it was a hit or?
Nah, it was just like, I don't even know. It was just like one day, I was like, nah, my groin hurts. Like, it's killing me. I'm running. I'm like, what's going on? And I had to play through it because it was like mid-season, so you can't even complain. And I start, so he's like, you know, you got to. And then after that, this year I had my hamstring. It was hurting, but pushed through that too.
Do you do track?
Yeah, I do track. I'm about to start track off season right now.
I heard that's good for receivers too.
Yes.
Just for like speed and endurance and things like that.
Because going to college, they look at your 40. So this is what I'm working on. I gotta work on my 40 for this off season. Trying to run at least like a 4.5.
That's good.
4.5.
What's the workout regimen like? Like, what's your discipline like? Like, go take me through a day.
Through a whole day, like around football. Wake up, get ready. You probably have like an AM practice. Go to the field.
What time is the wake up?
9 to like 12.
That's the practice time?
Yeah, 9 to like 12. That's the morning. That's the AM workout. That AM workout is basically like footwork, route running, agility. Probably run from like, you know how big the field is?
Yeah.
You got to run from that side to that side, probably like 20 times. So
okay.
It's agility. After that, we probably do weight room. So probably do like, so if we ran, we probably just do uppers.
Okay.
So you do bench press, curls, push-ups, and stuff like that. And then after that, probably that's it. Probably run the whole way as well. Like, so we got a whole way in our school. It's called Broadway. Probably run around the Broadway. It's not too much, but just basically agility on all season.
Okay.
So,
what's is it like, are you strict in diet and things like that?
Yeah, I'm not saying I have a good diet, because I'm not gonna say up and lie, but yeah, I'm good.
All right. So for like basketball, right? We have, I call them hood tournaments and things like that. Where you could get some work in that's not on the official
team
NCAA, bracket, but you still getting some reps in. Are there programs like that
for football? Yeah, it's like a 7-on-7.
I be seeing like this
7-on-7.
He do those 7-on-7. He go around the country and do those 7-on-7s.
So for 7-on-7, I was on a team called Hustle. I was on Team Hustle and not JMC. I'm doing JMC this season, but I was on PLE. So 7-on-7, you basically is like 7 people on the field, 7 offense, 7 defense. And y'all go back as 4 downs. You got first down, second down, and then fourth down is money down. Hustle, it's pretty good though. 7-on-7 is pretty good. It gets you ready for the season. And you go around, you travel. I remember I went to Myrtle Beach. I went to New Orleans. And
Pennsylvania,
New Jersey.
It's a good experience, I ain't gonna lie.
So it is like a good, I don't want to say underground, but it is a good like sub circuit going on where you could get your reps in, get your, because I think we was having this conversation the other day about Bronny, the difference between Bronny and Cayenne, and I don't know Bronny like that, I don't know Cayenne like that either, but I'm saying like from the outside looking in, from an outsider's point of view, is like Cayenne had the opportunity to play in these hood tournaments. He had the opportunity to play in all of these different, like he's seen so many different reads coming at him, so his game was a little better.
Yeah.
That's why, to me, he comes off a little better. Not saying Bronny's not good. I'm just saying it comes off a little better because we've seen him get battle tested throughout all these different type of circuits.
Right.
Whereas Bronny had Sierra Canyon. I don't know what the LA equivalent to Zone 6 basketball or whatever. I'm asking you now, like, when you do all of these travels and things like that, are you seeing different, like, is the comp real?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I could imagine there's people probably bigger, stronger, faster that you got to go up and make your mark. Cause
respectfully, I mean, for me, I never really looked at like at bigger people as a problem. Like I'm not a big person myself, but you know, when I see bigger people, I just think of it like I'm your size, bro. Like, so we gotta go up and we gonna see who gonna come out with the win.
Right.
You know, so we battle, we get each other better. You know, and when you go around, you see a lot of different people because it's out of state football. Out of state football is way more challenging than football in the city. Yeah. So.
And in New York don't get the look for football like all other states
out
do.
here it's like it's a basketball state. New York, they look at more ball. So when you do play football, it's 50% chance coaches is gonna look out here. So you really gotta go extra hard.
That's why I was asking. Like, are you getting more than who y'all play? Like, how long is a high school season in football?
High school season, you got what? We play like if you don't make it to playoffs, probably a few games, probably like 7 games. 7 games. If you make it to playoffs, you got 4 rounds, and then if you win those 4 rounds, then you go to championship, and then that's it. But 7 games regular season. So 7
games throughout the season, and it go from what, like August to December. Well,
no, from like September to what was the last season in the game?
You just played 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
Like 2 weeks. 3
weeks
ago.
About 3 weeks ago.
My last game.
Yeah, your last game, like 3 weeks ago.
Like so, like from like September to like I don't know. October. Every 12th. Yeah, every Friday.
Every Friday.
Sometimes we play on like Thursday, depending on the day it fall on.
Okay.
But mostly Fridays, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids over there, I mean, me as being a parent, looking at it, you know, because when I was sick, I wasn't going to a lot of his games.
Right.
And I said, you know, this time when I came out of it, I was going to be there, and I've done that. And I don't really know too much about the game, but I do know that the children are working extra hard, and my biggest concern is because, you know, even though he's my child, he's good.
Right.
You know, and I'm just trying to promote whatever he's trying to do so that he can make it to. He's going to the NFL. We're gonna speak that into fruition because he's just that good.
I hope he do.
I mean, he's gonna go to the NFL. You know, before I got sick, I was gonna relocate down south.
Right.
You know, because they say the states down there are better for him to be able to get a chance and to do it. So I was gonna give up my whole life here. 23 years of working for the city. To go down there and just be able to promote him and do what we need to do with him, you know. But this happened again. God does everything for a reason. I spoke to his coaches.
I had a great season. I'm glad.
You had a great season.
Yeah.
Great season, beautiful.
And
season.
I spoke to them. You know, I'm like, what are we doing? Because if you guys are not going to lead him in the right direction with me, you know, because I'm big on academics.
I was going to bring
academics
that up.
And football, basketball go hand in hand.
Yeah,
because you know,
athlete.
You dead right. And you know what? And when you go into these, because I had a middle son that played, and when you go into these arenas with these, you know, guys, the schools, I'm not gonna go in there and try to sell a dream. What I mean by selling a dream is your academics need to be just as good as you are on that field. They go hand in hand.
Right.
Nothing different. And a lot of discipline has to come with going to doing your academics, you know. While people are out partying and doing stuff on the street, got to be in them books. Got to be working out. Got to make that diet be disciplined. Agility, endurance, all the things that come out. It's a package deal.
Yeah.
You know sure. What? I would say to be married. To be honest, it's a marriage.
Yeah.
You're married to that football. You're married to whatever it is that you want to do. Same way like you doing your podcast right now. Mm-hmm. That's your first love. That's your first marriage. You're married to whatever that you want to do. If you're going to really succeed in whatever it is, you have to be married. You have to eat it, live it, breathe it, know it, do the necessary research about it, because there's always a lot of people that's out here, the competition.
Yeah.
You know? So at the end of the day, if you're going to be competition, I think everything should be competition. Even when I go to work, I'm in competition.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going to do it, and I see it obviously from a behind the scenes standpoint, but now that we're here in front of the camera, like I've seen the work. I've always talked to Ant about what's going on, and he's telling me like the moves, and a lot of, like I said before, New York not being so big on football,
Right.
a lot of kids do get discouraged, but I've seen it done. I got a homeboy, Jaquan, used to play for the Jets. I know a couple people that used to play for the Giants. Like, it's really
Are they
possible.
from New York?
Yeah,
it's possible.
my homeboy Jaquan from the Sty, he played for the Jets. He's a defensive end for the Jets. And then Khalif, he's from Harlem. We used to play for the Giants too. Like it's definitely possible, but I also don't. I think that college circuit is important. If you go to college, where you go matters.
Yeah, of course.
Where you go matters as far as exposure. And like you said, making a name. And if you stay disciplined in the goal that you're trying to work towards, it's definitely possible. For sure. And if you're gonna do something, just do it. Don't half-ass, you know.
Right.
I always look at sports, and I look at sports from a cerebral point. Like there's an artistry in it, right? So like you said, there's a marriage between sports and entertainment, things of that nature. So for you guys, for you, Semaj, more or less, what like conceptualizing a 4th and 1 situation, what moment would that be for you?
4th and 1 is like
4th and 1.
4th and 1.
10 seconds left.
Like, give me the ball.
That's
Yeah, give me the ball. Let me do something.
Okay.
I feel like when I'm in the game and like it changes it. It changes the game around.
Okay.
I feel like I'm the person, like if like I can't be on the bench. Like there's no way that I'm not in the game. Like, because like when I'm in the game, it just makes a change. I feel like when I'm in the game, it goes the right way, and just stuff like that.
You feel like you like that?
Yeah. Just not to be like all cocky, but humble.
Cocky.
But for me, I'm humble with it. But that's how I just feel. That's
if
my
you can back
energy.
it up, you gotta be cocky. As long as you can back it up, be cocky, bro. I always support the cockiness if you could back it up.
Right.
If you feel like you like that, then. So has there ever been a moment where you didn't feel like being in the game was conducive to the team, beneficial to the team? Like
me not being in the game.
No, like have you ever been in the game and felt like I don't think I'm the one for this play?
Nah, I always believe in myself, and my team believes in me. So when my team, I'll be like give the best player the ball.
Yeah,
that's our guy right there. You gotta give him the ball. If we want to move the ball downfield, give him the ball.
And you gonna make it happen.
Yes.
Well, the teacher, when I spoke to his coaches, they did say he's one of the, they have several kids, but he's one of the ones that, they took pride in and interest in him, and they're developing him. And they see the growth in all the years that he's been playing. He's been playing since he was 7 years old.
Right.
So the growth and the development is definitely there, and the love for the game. It's just that when you grow and the needs change, the disciplines change. What you needed at 7, you're not going to be doing at 16 and 17. You're going to be doing something totally different now. And if you want to try to be, I always say, Kobe, because I have one of my girlfriends, she have a degree in sports education. She teaches sports. And she told him, and I let her speak to her, and she said, you have to eat, live, and breathe this.
Yeah. If
this is what you want to do. It ain't nothing about, I'm this age and that age and I can't do it now. The time is now. Yeah. If you wait, you're going to let some opportunities pass you. Because right now, we're all in I would say, I'm old now. Look, I'm old. But what I'm saying, you guys have the opportunity to do whatever it is that you want to do.
Right.
And what they call somebody going to school to get a master's degree, whatever you set out to do, master it.
Right.
Be a jack of all trades. Have your hands, be multifaceted. Understanding the dynamics that what you conceptualize can be whatever you achieve it to be.
Right.
If that's what you really want. From relationships, sports, finances, anything that you want, it can happen.
Right.
When you put the necessary work to it. Nothing you do will not come without putting work to it.
You said you had a good season. What's been the highest point? I want to go high point in life, low point in life. just, for contrast. But you had a good season, you said. What was the highest point in your season?
Highest point in my season? I feel like the highest point in my season was just having the opportunity just to be in that moment with my team. Because I feel like we could have won. The games we lost, we could have really won. Mm-hmm. And stuff happens. And for me, we just gotta keep pushing. And I feel like we had a great season. We built new relationships with new coaches, because new coaches had came as well. So it was like, we gotta build relationships with this coach. Like, what is he capable of doing, and stuff like that. One lowest point, I wouldn't say I had a really low point. Everything was just always positive, and 100%. We gonna keep going. We gonna all get through this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mom, you said you started a business.
Yes.
What's the high point, low point?
Well, the high point would be all the things that I want to do to be able to come out. Because, again, the same thing like you have your podcast, I wanted to do a content kind of podcast where it would be me and this young man here talking about mother and son things.
Right.
Talking about things that, people don't necessarily, they're going through it within the family or with the dynamics of the family, but yet and still it's taboo to talk about.
Right.
The one thing I've always been amazed to do, because I was brought up with my mother, she never tabooed anything from me. Everything was on the table open. This is what it is. This is how it be. This is what you're going to do. I left my mom at 51 years old. The same age that I was when I was diagnosed. Okay? So I took things, her 51 years of life, she didn't have a master's, she didn't have a college education, she didn't have anything that made her, this grand person, but she was grand in everything in my eyes, because she gave me, in her 51 years, most of the time, people 90 couldn't do.
Right.
And I've never have come across anybody that was amazing like her in her 51 years. So therefore, everything that I'm doing with the business is in concepts of what she taught me, things that I've learned, things that I'm going through, things that I'm still going to go through. And then I just want to bring it out in content so that people can have a better understanding, because a lot of things are tabooed and they just don't want to talk about it. And I applaud you as well with your content on how you do things and what it is, because a lot of people don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
In certain areas, people will be like, you know what? Hey, they had something about that today. I'm going through that. Let me tune in. Let me get a different understanding. It's coming from different people. Because a lot of people like to hear different things going on from different people just to get a kind of abreast of what they going through. So it helps. So that's the highlight. Just being able to create the content and to be able to give it to people, to expose it. You can take it how you want after you get it, but at the end of the day, we're going to expose this because it needs to be brought out.
Right.
The lowest point? Trying to work a 9 to 5 and still get my dreams and aspirations together. Because I got to put food on the table. Right. That will come. But right now, I have to put food on the table 9 to 5. Okay. Trying to make everything work in sync to gather it to be one. College, scholarships, working, bills, roof over the head. It's a lot of things that has to be done, and still also all the while making sure I stay healthy. Mentally, physically, financially, emotionally. Because although I'm going through whatever I need to do, the dating scene, for older women, you don't need to date like that. But sometimes you just need to talk to somebody with some real sense and whereabouts about them, just to bring you through on what you're going through. See that?
I ain't gonna lie, this ain't the place for that.
I don't need to date.
This ain't the place to talk about that.
Oh, man.
I don't want to hear about you dating.
Oh, man, I can date. What are you talking about? I ain't too old.
Nah, you do what you gotta do. This ain't the place for that.
I'm talking about my mental health. I'm just saying. That goes hand in hand. Just having friends. And I'm not talking about dating. Just having people that have some way of thought about them, some knowledge.
Yeah.
That can really give you some sound information.
Yeah.
You don't come across that too often. somebody that's really setting goals and stuff. And I'm talking about men and females.
Right.
And that's it. That's basically what I'm saying.
What's the best advice you've gotten so far in your 16 years? Talking to you.
Best advice? Let me think. The best advice
that you could apply. Because I hate when people, like, I was telling you earlier, like, I ask a question and somebody go, you gotta trust God. You gotta move in your purpose. Like, yeah, I hear that, but like, what do I do on Monday? Like,
I got one for you. Best advice? I think probably came from my coach. He was probably like, he said, if you're going to do this, you gotta keep going. This ain't nothing to play with. If this is your life, you're gonna eat, sleep, and live this. This is what you want to do. This is a job. This is nothing to play with. If you come in, you gotta give it your all, and that's it.
Right.
That's probably the best advice I probably got before.
Ma, share some wisdom. What's the best advice you've gotten so far?
Keep on trucking. Keep on moving. Keep on pushing. Keep on doing what you do. But all along, there's the road, the journey. This journey is not easy. This thing called life gonna keep on lifing. At the end of the day, do I take all the stuff that I learned and do? How do I make the positive negatives become positives? Right. You're gonna come through negatives. You're gonna have all kinds of obstacles. But what can I do to make the obstacles be a resource for me to do better? The challenges. I love challenges. Challenges make me better.
Right.
Challenges make me fortified. I like that word. So, sometimes somebody said, have an amazing day. So I try to use different words. Have a fortified day. Have all the ingredients that you're going to need to have a day that's going to be plenty. That's going to be, how you say, fuel for the soul.
Okay. I think my last question would be, and I feel like I know the answer because you mentioned it before, but like pivoting, what has been the biggest pivoting moment you've had? Like you said, you wanted to, I'm just projecting, but you said for him with the college and all of that, you was contemplating moving down south just to make sure you put him in the best position, but because of life and things of that nature, you had to pivot more likely. But would that be the biggest pivot you had to make in your life so far?
Yeah, for now, yeah. Okay. But in my life, no. But for him, yeah. But then, you know what? My needs were secondary to my children's.
Right.
So a lot of pivoting has been done for 34 years. My oldest was 34, 33, 34. I forget his age. I'm sorry.
He should be turning 34 in a couple weeks.
Right. So I had to do a lot of pivoting to do what I do to make sure they had the necessary stuff. Okay. And I'm still pivoting. I'm still trying to get everything in alignment and try to move how I'm supposed to do. Still pivoting. Would you pivoting? Pivoting. I like that word, pivoting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home and pivot. Like pivot.
You play basketball. Pivot. You got your pivot. You got to move. You know what I'm saying?
But I think to make sure that he's 16. He's the last of the Mohicans.
Yeah.
To make sure that he gets everything he needs. I'm still gonna be doing a lot of pivoting. But pivoting in a position that we're both able to benefit from the pivoting.
Right.
I have dreams and I have aspirations, the business and everything, and he also have. So we trying to build a brand so that we can both sit back and say, you know what, the hard work has paid off. AJT, he's doing what he's doing, and I'm very proud of him, as I'm proud of you, and I'm glad to be here to see everything that's going on with you guys. So, y'all an inspiration to me. I can't see more than that having you young men that's been around coming to the house and we dancing in the foyer doing all kinds of stuff. And to see you guys now where y'all doing these things, yes, it helps me to pivot. Right. When I go home tonight, I'm pivoting. I'm going to be at that computer doing what I need to do, however I need to do it to make stuff happen. Because I want to be a part of that team. Dream happen.
I love it.
All right?
I love it. Semaj? Your biggest pivot so far, man?
Biggest pivot? My biggest pivot so far? I mean, probably like trying to transition from middle school to the high school. That was difficult a little bit, but it wasn't as difficult. But it was, I'll say it's one of my pivots that I've been through. It was like school, because it was like middle school was calm, but when you get to high school, it's like you got to be more on top of it, you know.
Yeah.
It's more. You know, you got to lock in, do what you got to do, and I feel like high school is like, it's more like, how can I say it? It's more like you mix with more like ages, from freshmen to seniors. It was a nice experience, but it was a little challenging trying to transition from middle school to
high school in itself is I tell my brothers this when they was coming up, like, high school's the last time society dictates your timeline of things. Mm-hmm. When you go to college, that you on your own.
Yeah, no, you on your own.
If you ain't got nobody that been through that process before, you really on your own. A lot of people, like, we had to learn it. Well, I had to learn it by myself because ain't nobody else in my family went. So I had to learn it on my own. And funny enough, I used to use you and Ant as my inspiration and things that I should do based on his timeline. Then I just said, F it, I ain't going no more. Because that shit was crazy.
It's not for everybody.
It's not.
But for those that it is, I mean, it can be a heck of a ride, and it can be, a theory. I love theory.
Yeah.
Me, it's for me. I love school. You know, I love the things that come. I like deadlines. I work well under pressure. I love to write. I love to be able to create, and then bring everything. Like I said, but with AJT going, and I seen him walk down with his summa cum laude. No, he got cum laude. It just made me say, you know what? I gotta be competition here. I gotta be competition, because I can't tell them, go to school, and then I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I need to be the leader in my house. I need to be an example of what it is. So that's why I went to school. And then also working in city sector, the more degrees you have or whatever, it puts you in a better correspondence with jobs.
Exactly.
If you're going to be private, I don't really think that's necessary, but I work city sector all my life.
Yeah, I always tell people, like, if your job requires a degree, then that's, for me, I would do school. I would have done school more. Mm-hmm. And I still would if I got a fundamental issue with the whole curriculum.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like if I'm going to school for healthcare, why you got me doing something that ain't got nothing to do with what I'm going to school for?
Right.
You feel me? But I do understand why people go through what they go through. And it took me a while to get there. But I definitely don't promote it because you're going to go there and waste time. Right. By the time I figured out what I really wanted to do, all my financial aid was used up because I was just sitting there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's good, like, you looking for scholarships and good, good free rides or whatever you could get. And your goal is the NFL. Your goal ain't necessarily the degree, but I would want you to get the degree because you go to school and you ain't got no degree, what you went for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in God's will, and I feel like all of that could come. But that sounds like another one, man. I feel like I'm proud that you guys came through, saw my digs, saw what I, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Saw what I built here, me and my man too. Shout out to Tui. We're gonna be back next episode.
Yes.
But we had AJT on a few times, so I'm glad he put the plug in to get y'all up here, and he can just sit back and go to sleep in the corner now because he ain't gotta be on the camera no more.
Well, we definitely are happy to be here.
Of course.
I thought it would be more like, oh my gosh, but you know what? I think it was a good experience. I'm like getting the brand out and everything and trying to promote him.
For sure.
And trying to get this guy to, he models. He's been in videos and acting, so we trying to just get everything together because, it's a lot of money to be out here made.
Yep.
And we need to get some of it.
I just want a little bit.
A lot of it, a little bit, some of the pie. So Miss Thomas don't have to go to work every day and work 16 hours because she's tired and old.
I just want a little piece of the pie and tickets.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want you to pay for nothing, but just get me into the game.
Okay.
I don't even like live football, to be honest. But I'll come support. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
But that sounds like another one. Y'all want to give y'all handles before we close out?
What is that?
Yeah.
See?
Oh damn, your handles are just social media things.
Oh man, I'm old. See that? I don't even know.
Y'all can add me on Instagram, Maj Brady, MAJBREA. No, MAJBREADYY. I got TikTok, Maj Brady, same thing, and that's it.
And I think mine is a Sana 571
What?
on TikTok.
No.
It can't be that. Ooh, I'll get back to
don't
you
follow
though.
up.
When you know what, when I get it, then
Yeah,
I'll give it to you. You say it.
Just give it for.
I don't know it. He actually be trying to stalk me on his TikTok.
Oh well, whatever. I'm nosy. I gotta watch what content he putting on.
Hey man, look. It's your boy Stizzy, man. Episode 107, man. Holla at me.
Peace.